All right, welcome everybody. This is DC Sports for Life, BD, B and D.
What up? What up?
So we're here doing our pod. It is the 16th of April, Eastern Time. It's about 9:30 p.m. I'm out in Phoenix, Arizona, so it's 6:33, hence the light here. Um, as you see, D has our uniforms up there. We're going to get to that in 1 second. Uh, talk about that first, and then continue on with our mock. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do our prop. So your prop you have, what do you have, D?
The other Daryl Green.
The only one that I have because I
Yeah,
don't
you
have
don't have
the
that.
white jersey. Okay.
Yeah, I got the man.
I'm gonna do something fun. I think it's fun. I'm gonna read about this player and then you're gonna see who it is. Okay.
All right.
Um, went to the University of Maryland, was
Mm-hmm.
undrafted, played
Mm-hmm.
11 seasons in the NFL, all with Washington. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion, one of the 70 greatest Redskins. Finished his career with 13 and a half sacks, six interceptions, and one touchdown. And I'll give you a time frame. He played from 79 to 89.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any guesses? It's tough. It's tough. But we're old school. And as soon as I
Yeah.
say it, you're going to be like, oh, man.
What was his stats again?
Well, he finished his career with 13 and a half sacks, six interceptions, and one touchdown. Now, I'll give you that he wasn't a defensive lineman. He was a linebacker.
Yeah. Mm. I'm stumped.
It's from 79 to 89. Nothing? You got nothing you want to throw out there?
Nah, because I don't want to be wrong.
No, don't be a baby. Come on. Just throw one out there.
A linebacker.
A linebacker played 11 years.
Mm. 11 year. Monty Coleman.
No. I think he
Okay.
played 15 for us or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you your answer right now, homie.
Neil Okawudem. You're right. Yep. Yep.
Neil
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okowitz. And I got it.
Yeah.
A signed one. Where's it signed at? There it is. It's signed over there. 70 greatest.
Nice.
I broke this out since, we're going to talk about the jersey colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Broke this out. Got this from Tidewater Sports. They were, unfortunately for them, but good for me, going out of business. And they had
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of stuff down in the 757 that was signed. And I went through and I rampaged through it and I bought a whole bunch of stuff. And this is one of my favorite
Nice.
jerseys, although a lot of people won't know who it is. So, yeah,
Neil
that's
Okawudem.
my show and tell for today. Neil Okowitz, baby.
That's cool.
And if anybody's watching, if you're an old school fan, you watched in the early 80s, then you know who Neil Okowitz is. Any of you young kids, just think of your old school, typical middle linebacker that
That's what he
not
was.
fast, but he's always around the ball and he's going to hit you. So that's who Neil Okowitz was.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
all right. So jerseys, we're on that. Obviously, like I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna let you talk first. You tell me what you like, if there's anything you don't like, and if anything surprised you.
Well, I think what I like is how they're trying to bring back the old school. Um, I mean, obviously, it goes without saying, the spear is just so just, it just takes it back old school, reminds you of those old glory years
Yep.
when we were, winning championships and competing, and the old school name. Just very, very nice. You reminisce on it. I think it's great. Obviously, in a perfect world, we could get our name back, but if that can't happen, this is the next best thing.
Yeah.
So as you can see, just amazing. I love how just it looks and how it just brings back the old glory days,
Yeah.
and just gets me pumped. I mean, I'm pumped.
All right.
You know.
Now, what do you think about the new helmet, the black one in the middle with the spear going through it?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That to me, that's just It's like I said, it has me ready for football right now. I mean, I'm ready for football right now. Let's get it on. Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm gonna say I listened to I had taken my son to school and I was listening to right when JP Finley and B Mitch came on. And they were talking about because that was right at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock my time. And
Yeah.
and they were talking about the uniforms and some of the best things that I've heard listening to them, listening to like the Doug Williams interview that was on the I think Take Command podcast or something like that. Um, it's recognizable.
Yes.
It is if you were a fan of the Redskins, you see those jerseys, and it doesn't have to say Redskins on there. You know it's our jerseys.
Oh yeah.
And that's the great thing. It's like, I think one of them kind of described it as like a feeling kind of like home. It's like you get that comfort, and that's what it is. And just like, with they're doing the same style, they have continuity between all the uniforms. Um, which is something that was severely lacking in the last uniform debacle.
Oh
Um,
yeah. It was a joke. I mean,
I
quite
mean,
frankly.
the white with the red that wasn't even burgundy wow. So glad that so glad Dan Snyder's gone. So
Yeah.
glad. We are so blessed. We talked about this for years that like how it would be Christmas when Dan Snyder finally sold the team. And Josh Harris has been nothing but amazing.
Yeah.
He's done everything he can to get our team back to where we're supposed to be in look as well as in play. So
It's all about the brand, baby. It's all
all
about
about
the
the
brand.
brand. And I'm just mad that I got to wait until the first to get paid so I can go ahead and get me some merch.
Yeah, yeah. The merch is gonna be
Oh,
yeah.
people are already off the hook with it. It's all over X. But
Mhm.
now about with the black jerseys, man, that
Yeah.
stuff right there. If you don't like that, there's something
Yeah.
seriously wrong with you. I mean, I mean, me and you, we grew up Redskins.
Yep.
Die hard. We're both above 50 or at 50. Um, but it's one of those things that you don't appreciate it until you don't have it. I
Hmm.
mean, it was just you turn on the TV and there they were, and you don't really think about it until that's taken from you. And I understand the Redskins name is not coming back. I think that the spear is great to tie in to the old part. Yes, we don't have the Native American imagery. Would I want that back? Absolutely. I don't think it's derogatory, but it's like one of the interviews I heard recently after the uniforms, they were saying if you want to say that nobody was offended, you'd be lying. There were people who were offended. Now, maybe they were uneducated about it because you have, tribes that sat there and said, what it is. It's like when you get ready for war, you put on your war paint, you put on basically it's like clay in the ground, it's red, and you put it on your
Hmm.
face. And that was the significance of it, that you were going out to battle. So we could have a full 2 hour discussion about this. No sense in doing it. It's not coming back. But like you said, if we can't have our name back, getting these uniforms back and that sense of pride in the uniform and the attention to detail where everything is the same as it was. And then you throw in that black, whoo, with the burgundy and gold trim. Oh man, that stuff
Oh
is
yeah.
that's off the hook. They knocked it
Oh,
out the park, man. They knocked it out the park.
no question. Home run, just really bringing back the old tradition as much as they can. And
Yeah.
now if we start winning, man, you talking about bringing it back, baby.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna stop talking about that. If you are watching this, I'm sure you've already seen the uniforms. You can drop a comment in the section below whether you like it, love it. If you don't like it, it's going to be kind of weird. So expect that we come back at you because if you don't
Most
like
deaf.
it, I don't know what's wrong with you, honestly. Because all of them are really really cool. Okay, so where we left off on our mock last time is we were up to number 16 to the New York Jets. And this is their second first round pick. And I have heard and I've thought about trying to see about them trading up and getting another blue chip player. But somebody will do it. Somebody will move somewhere into the top 10. But I think they had a proposed trade, Daniel Jeremiah, and then also I don't know if it was Dane Brugler or somebody else had another one with us trading with the Jets as well, picking up 16. I think their second round pick, which I would want the first second round pick, but I understand, the thing. Um, and just as a point of note, real quick, I'm going to throw it in there. I hadn't thought about this, but for everybody that loves Caleb Downs, if you traded back to 16 and my boy Thieneman was there, I mean, if you're
Yeah,
giving up
that's
Downs, you're getting Thieneman. I don't think
yeah.
there's that much of a drop off there. Thieneman had a heck of a combine, and he's played well ever since he's been at Oregon. So that being said, we're at the Jets. What do you think with number 16 after who I think we both had Reese going to the Jets at number 2.
Yeah. This this is kind of a tough one here. I mean, the Jets are in rebuild mode. They sold off a lot of players last year. I'm going to kind of go on a little curveball here. I think they're going to need an offensive weapon,
Okay.
and I think this is a good spot for, dare I say, Jordan Tyson.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, but tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's
yeah,
the day he works out. So that will tell
yeah.
us all we need to know. And that I think is perfect because you have Garrett Wilson, who was obviously first round pick in 2022. So you had 22, 23, 24, 25. This is his fifth year option year. Um,
Hmm.
so he's got one more year under contract with them unless they do something with him. They got Adonai Mitchell, who they traded for from Indiana, who's he's he's got talent, but he hasn't put it together yet. Um,
Yeah.
and then they have Isaiah Williams, who was from Cincinnati. I don't know much about him. They got Arian Smith, who we liked coming out of Georgia, who's a speedster, but he hasn't had an opportunity to play. So I like that pick. I think after going Arvell Reese and then picking up a wide receiver, I think that would work perfectly. Um, so I can't argue with that pick at all. But I think just like we did earlier, same position, different player.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
going wide receiver. I'm going Makai Lemon. Okay.
Hmm.
Because I think
That's
they need
right.
a true slot receiver, a true somebody that's going to go over the middle and get it. He doesn't blow you away with his 40 time or anything like that, but he's tough as nails. He catches almost everything that comes near him, and he doesn't get tackled by the first guy most of the time. So I think he's somebody that, like I said, you said wide receiver, you said Tyson. I'm going because it's before the 17th. I have Tyson still available. I'm going Makai Lemon.
All right. Very reasonable. I mean, like I said, same position. I have, I could see that if he's on the board, if Makai Lemon's on the board at 16, I could absolutely see the Jets go in that direction. So
Yeah.
definitely very, very possible. Somebody go opposite Wilson. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, they're in rebuild mode. They
Yeah.
sold off some parts last year to get extra picks.
Yeah.
So, we're going to see what happens.
And what's crazy is I was looking at them like everybody talks about next year being such a big year for the not just quarterbacks, but like for the draft in general. It's like supposed
Hmm.
to be just a super talented class. So I was looking at the Jets of like, okay, they might trade their second round pick to try to get a first round pick next year. Then
Yeah,
I looked at their picks for next year, and they already have three.
they
They
already
got
have
three
three.
first round picks next year. So they
Yep.
don't need to trade. They can go ahead and take best player available. If there was a scenario where we dropped back to 16 with them and Makai Lemon was sitting there, I would be absolutely ecstatic with that.
Yes.
Depending on
Absolutely.
who we passed over, if like if Jeremiah Love's gone, if David Bailey's gone, Sonny Styles is gone, Arvell Reese is gone, if it just goes haywire and like no tackles are taken, no offensive linemen are taken, and only one quarterback, and then five players that we would want are gone, I say, yeah, man, trade back, and then go ahead and get what you can. And if you get to 16, and like I said, Micaiah Lemon's there, or our boy Ione, if
Oh
he's
yeah,
there, snap him up and plug him into the lineup, man.
I
But
can't argue with you on that.
yeah, but I want to say it real quick while we're talking about it. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I was reading hearing another thing. Evidently, obviously, De'Ami Brown, Terry McLaurin, Rashad White. Some people think Brandon Ayuk, and think there was one other one that was working out with JD5. Um, and there's been a lot of posting from De'Ami Brown and Jaden Daniels about each other, about them working out,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So, I mean, I think Jaden is planning on having a big year with De'Ami Brown. He may force himself into situations which would impact, especially when we sign Ayuk, because I think we will. It would impact our scenario of picking a receiver in the first round. Um, so I think if you feel De'Ami Brown's gonna step up, if JD5 thinks that, if he's kind of relaying that to the front office, then you can just mark receiver off the board in the first round.
Yeah, that's feasible. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of back and forth on. I mean, hell, Mel Kiper's latest mock, for whatever it's worth, has us taking Carnell Tate at 7. So it's
Yeah.
so interesting because we have so many needs, and the way we handle free agency, we're not really stuck to one position.
Yep.
So it's going to be very fascinating, what happens at 7 for us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's a great position to be in. Thankfully, Adam
yes,
Peters did his job like we said he needed to do. We talked
yeah,
about it from the end of the season, and we're like, 2026 NFL season starts right now, you know,
yes,
and he was able
yes.
to make some big moves, and our roster is, I'd say, 60% better than what we were last year, giving it a
Oh
kind
yeah.
of lower thing. So, all right, moving on. Number 17, Detroit Lions. I'm going to say, looking at their roster, um, they have Larry Borum, unrestricted free agent from Miami at right tackle. I looked up his stats. I don't have it now because my computer had shut down and I didn't have time to restart it and get that back up. But Larry Borum, believe me, he's a backup type of player. He's not somebody that they signed to start. So that's kind of been my theme going when we're doing this mock. Find somebody that shouldn't be a starter and replace them in the draft. So I'm going Spencer Fanu here, um, tackle, and he can plug right in as the right tackle, even though the general manager just said we don't have to take a right tackle, we don't have to take a pass rusher. Everybody's going to say they don't have to do anything, but I think if they're sitting here at 17 and Spencer Fanu's on the board, I think they're going to love that.
Yeah, that's I can't argue that. In fact, it's funny you picked him because I have a similar pick,
All right.
relatively same position. In my mock, I still have him on the board. You do not.
Right.
I'm going to say the Lions go with Monroe Freeling.
Okay. Okay.
Monroe Freeling, and he's still on the board in my mock,
Yeah.
not yours.
Right.
Same thing. They need to that the Lions have prided themselves on having one of the best offensive lines over
Yeah.
the last 4 or 5 years. They
Yeah.
want to continue with that trend. You get a high quality, a high floor, potentially high ceiling tackle in Monroe Freeling.
Yeah.
Again, I have him available. I think it will be a great pickup for them to kind of solidify and keep that trend going with their offensive line,
Yeah.
staying strong and impact. So I go Monroe Freeling here.
I love that pick because here's why. They have Penei Sewell penciled in moving from right tackle to left tackle. So
Yes.
now with your pick, you have what's mostly considered the best left tackle in the draft that
Hmm.
falls into your lap at 17. You can plug him in there, put Penei Sewell back on the right side where he's a all pro. And then if it doesn't work out, then you make the switch. So I love that pick, man. I think that's a very solid pick. Um, let's see what we got. 17, 18, the Vikings. All right. Minnesota Vikings. For me, again, looking at the roster, um, they have a need in the secondary, um, and specifically at safety, because even though he hasn't officially retired, um, he's not on the roster right now, and that's Harrison, right? Uh,
Yep.
so he's not listed on the roster. He retires. Long story short, they draft Dylan Thieneman and they stick him in as the starter, and they get another potential Hall of Fame safety for 15 years.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. It's funny. Here we go again. You and me are on the same wavelength, not quite, but I do think they're going to go secondary based on their roster. I'm going to go corner instead of safety.
Okay.
And again, in my mock, Jamad McCoy is still available.
Okay.
So I have them taking Jamad McCoy with the 18th pick, solidify that secondary. They need help in the secondary.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had Thieneman going 12 to Dallas.
Yeah.
So in my mock,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go similar, like I said, not safety, but secondary,
Yeah.
DB. Jamad McCoy, 18 to the Vikings.
Nice. I think that's a
Mhm.
good pick. If you know, I've heard some people that he's been medically red flagged by some teams.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that too.
so that's going to be, he's going to be somebody where when I look back, maybe he won't go as early as he did. And then, but we've talked about it. All it takes is one team to fall in love with him, and that's all it is.
Yep.
We took Malcolm Kelly in the second round, and that dude it seemed like he tore ACLs every year. You know,
Every year. Every
so.
year. Every year.
All
Yep.
right, so that was 18. Number 19, we're up to the Carolina Panthers. Um, what do you think Carolina's looking for right now?
Well, I'll tell you, here's where you get interesting because now you're a little bit past the midway point of the first round. The Carolina Panthers, they're in a situation where they could go multiple positions here.
Yeah.
So you could really make an argument for a few different spots here. But I think, again, in my mock, he's still available. They need to get a weapon for their quarterback, for Bryce Young. And I think Carolina would be ecstatic if he's sitting there. Kenyon Sadiq, one of my favorite players in the entire draft,
Yeah.
just an absolute athletic freak. Can play in the slot. You can put him out wide. You know, he's going to be too fast for a tight for linebackers to cover him, and he's going to be too big for corners to cover him.
Yeah.
He has the potential to be a mismatch nightmare. Runs good routes. Again, he can run the whole route tree. Really like his ability and really the idea of bringing in a weapon for a young quarterback
Yeah.
who quite frankly had a really good, sneaky, decent year second half of the season last
Oh
year.
yeah.
So yeah, I've got Kenyon Sadiq 19 to the Panthers.
Yeah, I think if he was there at 19, I think they would be ecstatic, and that fits a better need for them. Tommy Tremble is the starter. He was a third round pick in 2021. They drafted Jatavion Sanders in the fourth round out of Texas 2024, who we both liked. But he
Yep.
he just
Yep.
hasn't made that step yet. So yeah, that I
Mm-mm.
think that's perfect sense. And we're on the same wavelength again because we're
Mhm.
looking at a pass catcher for the quarterback. And
Yeah,
that's what I was looking at. And I still have Jordan Tyson on board.
you
Um,
do. You do.
and
Yes.
I'm going Jordan Tyson here. They got McMillan, and hit lightning in a bottle with him.
Yeah.
Jalen Coker has been a surprise good for them. Um, but I think if Jordan Tyson can stay healthy and he is there at 19, I think they would love to turn in the card and have him as a legit starter next to McMillan, and then you have your three. Because let's be honest, Xavier Legette, he's drafted first round 2024, really hasn't worked out. He's had drop problems. and he's kind of an afterthought. He'll have a huge game once every 5 or 6 games, but other than that, Jalen Coker actually came out and did outperformed him. So while
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about adding another receiver, I'm going with the aspect of, like you said, helping the quarterback, and there's no tight end that is available for this juncture to be
Yeah.
drafted. All right, that's
Yeah.
19.
Good pick.
Yeah, and then 20, we're gonna cut it off here. We're running about the 30-minute mark, a little bit further maybe. Um, so don't want to make it too long. Number 20 is the Cowboys' second pick. Um, and remind everybody who you had the Cowboys pick, and you said, was it Thieneman?
Yeah, Thieneman, the
Okay, so
safety
you had
from
them
Oregon.
picking Thieneman.
Hmm.
Who do you got them taking at 20?
Well, I have them taking the edge from Miami, Akeem Mesidor, who you had, Dallas. That's why I told you that it was going to be interesting when we got here because you have Mesidor going 12 to the Cowboys.
Yep.
I have Mesidor going 20 to the Cowboys because they need defensive help just like we do. The Commanders need help. And
Yeah.
after they get their safety to solidify the back end of the defense at 20, they get Mesidor, who had 12 and a half sacks for Miami last year, can come off the edge, can set the edge, good in run stopping. So very excited about that. And I really feel like Messidor could be an impact for them at 20 if he's there.
Yeah, I think that's a definitely a good pick. You figure, like you said, Dallas. We went through this on the last one. They got Otito Ogbonnia as
Yes.
listed as a starting end, and I don't believe that's going to happen. So just like I said for it when they picked them at 12, and obviously it's probably no as much as we talk football together, it's really not surprising that we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Because all I did was I obviously there's no safety, but we flipped them. So I'm going
Yep.
secondary here with their second pick, and I'm going Avion Terrell, cornerback,
Ah,
cornerback from
yes.
Clemson. Um,
Yes. Yes.
younger brother of what's his
Mhm.
brother's name? Oh, Terrell. I can't think of his name right now. His older brother plays in the NFL. He's a starting corner. Um,
Yeah.
and him coming out, he's got all the tools that you need to be a top-notch man coverage safety. Can also play zone. And right now, like we talked about, earlier, they do have Siobhan Revel, and they signed Kobe Durant. But you can never have too many corners, as we found out last year when we were playing with some really suspect individuals in our
Mm,
secondary. Um,
mm.
so yeah, I'm going Avion Terrell here at number 20, and I feel like you said, I mean, you took safety line, I took line corner. So,
Yeah, very simple.
so
Yeah, they could go. It's a perfect spot. I mean, yeah, they need help in the secondary. They need help in the front seven. If Terrell is sitting there at 20,
yeah,
and they are, and they already went, front seven with the first pick, makes perfect sense.
yep. All right, so
Yeah.
that's what all we're going to get to today. We're going to go ahead and cut it off. That was through 20. I think with no other news breaking, we'll be able to do the rest of it. The next time we do our mock ended up. This is Thursday at about this time. They're already knee deep into the first round, probably about halfway through almost, um, in a week. And come next Thursday, I will be at your place watching the draft.
Yes.
And I
Hell
think
yeah,
and I think we're gonna have
cannot
to
wait.
I think we're gonna have to go live and do some talking about the picks and stuff, especially
Yeah.
if they kind of fall our way, and so we can kind of pound our chest a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I'm all for it, man. We can get it in and get some stuff going on and have some reactions and see what can go down here. I'm
Yeah.
excited. 1 week away.
Yes, and obviously, if you're watching, please like, subscribe, tell everybody. We're not doing this for any other reason, just to have fun. Obviously, you see, this is not a professional setup. We don't have all the banners. We don't have the intro music. Eventually, we will. But right now, we're just doing this for the love of it. We love the draft, and I figure there's no better time to get to do this than draft time, because then you hit that lull after the mini camps in May. maybe some in June, and then you hit that lull where it's like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, is the
Hey,
season ever going to get here?
yeah, yeah,
You know,
just crawling,
so
just crawling.
it is. So we'll still put out content. It
Yeah,
might be just a little more stand-up comedy than anything else put out.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have, yeah, exactly.
But there's always stuff to talk about because this is DC sports. So,
Yep.
we're going to have the NBA playoffs. We can talk a little bit about that when we get past the draft. And, obviously there's other things we can talk about. So, again, everybody like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody, and give us feedback. Let us know what you think. Obviously, I know, I didn't kick my light on. I wanted to kick my light on, but I also didn't want to get out of the screen. So it's getting a little dark here now. But any final thoughts, D?
No, I'm ready to go. I'm just getting excited, man. Like I said, the draft is 1 week away, so we're looking forward to it, and looking forward to giving some live, some live feedback and see what happens. Very excited.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and we're going to finish off this mock. I know it's taken a while, but we do talk a lot, and we don't want to make it too long. So it is kind of long. Appreciate you if you watched all the way through. Uh, like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.